All right, what's up, people? This is going to be another T minus 3, 2, 1 video. I know I've talked about this before, and honestly, I don't know how I can. This is just something that I got to get off of my fucking chest. Because honestly, I want to start pulling out blades, and just start stabbing people. Sorry if that makes me the bad guy. I'm willing to take that on. Maps. Now, what is a map? A map is a rebranding of something that we used to call by a different name. That would be a pedophile. Now we want to call these people minor attracted persons. And it's actually being normalized. It's being snuck in. And it has been getting snuck in for a while. You know, first they came for then they came for and then now finally, and then there's no one else left for. You know the fucking drill. People were trying to say that the transgender was kind of weird. Like, why are they trying to convince it? I'm not talking about like grown adults that like Caitlyn Jenner's and whatnots. I'm not talking about these people. You're a grown ass man/woman, whatever the fuck, cross-dress, whatever the fuck, you know, cut your penis off, turn it inside out, whatever the fuck. You're a grown person with a lot of money. Go ahead and do you. But when you start doing that to kids, when you start indoctrinating kids, when you start putting that in the curriculum of schools, sex education beginning at 3 years old, what's really going on here? Everybody with a nose on their face could fucking see it. Is it what they're trying to do? Is they're trying to normalize something else? Something far more devious. Something that... And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to find the fucking Sam Harris video. And I'm going to put the Sam Harris video in the fucking description. I'm going to pin the link. I'm going to pin the link. Because Sam Harris interviewed this guy, and it was just one of the worst 2 hours of my life that I've ever had. I said one of two, whatever. It sucked. Because what's happening is that there's an indoctrination going on whereby we're normalizing things that, like, the average person would look at and be like, what? But the average person doesn't look at shit. The average person is a goddamn idiot that doesn't pay attention to jack shit. So it's only the activists. It's only the activists that are looking at this shit. And yes, they are coming for your kids. They are fucking letting these pedos, pedophilia, touching kids with private parts, touching kids with your private parts on their face, doing weirdo fucking shit. Even worse than that, snatching kids. And then what happens? What happens when we catch one of these motherfuckers? Well, 1 to 3 years, time served on parole. How does that happen? You know, a lot of people talk about QAnon, and they talk about how goofy that shit was. I agree, it was goofy. I totally agree. That shit was goofy. But they were right. There is a powerful network of pedophiles in this world. All the lines are there. If you want to do the research, I'm going to give you one name. And then what you can do with that is you can take that name and you can broaden your search. and go down the rabbit hole. Although, to be honest with you, it's a fucking shithole. Alfred Kinsey. This is the guy that made me wish I invented the time machine so that I could go back and stab him in the neck 1,000,000,000 times. Because I would. No question. This guy was a sicko, man. This guy was a fucking weirdo, a pervert, a pedophile. And he has shaped about, I would say, 85 to 90% of what is commonly called sex education. Oh man, it's creepier than you would fucking know. And all the people that had his back, the Rockefeller Foundation, the Carnegie Foundation, all these people with a lot of money, you start asking yourself, wait a minute, were they right? As goofy as they were, was Pizzagate? I mean, look, Pizzagate was that was a show trial. Were they right? Is there such a thing? I think there might be something like that going on. And again, like I said, I'm going to pin the link to Sam Harris' video where he interviews this guy that's basically like, yeah, it's kind of going on all over the fucking world and we can't stop it. I guess we're too busy fighting the war on drugs or some other stupid bullshit. What is that called where, you get distracted by something else so that you can't fight the real enemy? I don't know. You tell me what the fuck that is. A diversion? A false flag? I don't fucking know. What is the war on drugs, man? This shit is evil beyond all fucking evil. And they're rebranding it and they're getting ready to roll it out. And mark my words, when it comes out, I'm going to tell y'all motherfuckers, just like me and my wife get into this all the time. I tell her something, she's like, no, I don't believe you. And then all of a sudden it's true. And then she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I didn't believe you. And then after about 50 of those, I'm like, come on, sweetheart, why don't you believe me anymore? I given you 50 in a row. I'm 50-0, and you don't believe me on this? Well, it just sounds so fucking retarded. I know it does. I know it sounds super fucking retarded, but they're getting ready to roll the maps out next. That's the next group. They're going to say, oh, you don't understand. You don't understand, man. You're a map phobe. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do this shit. They're already trying to turn the frogs gay. I mean, the kids gay. They done did the frogs with the chemicals. I'm just saying. This shit is goofy as fuck. They're speaking of frogs. The thing about putting the frog in the water, you turn the heat up slow so that frog doesn't know it's getting boiled. If you throw the frog in the boiling water, it's going to jump out. That's what frogs do. They jump. But if you put that frog in that water and you keep it tepid and then you make it nice and warm and then all of a sudden, boom, dead. That's what they're fucking doing. It's a frog in a pot. And they are turning the frogs gay. They're turning your kids gay. And all of a sudden, they're going to start normalizing pedophilia. 100%. They're doing it. They're trying to do it. They've already renamed it. Minor Attracted Persons, MAPS. Remember NAMBLA? Shit, that was fucking freshman level. They've evolved, man. This is to the point where you're going to have to take your fucking pitchfork and get out there in the street and fight. Because this shit ain't going to stop with people just sitting on their thumbs playing video games. This shit is for real, man. They're fucking with our children, with the future of this country, with their pride parades and their kinks and all this other bullshit, man. You want to let that happen? You might not have any kids. You might be like, well, fuck you, whatever the fuck. Without children, we all die. Anywho, latest video, 48 hours, it will be gone.